Have you ever had a moment, a strange, quiet moment, where you suddenly realized that the mind you've been living with your entire life isn't entirely yours? A thought just appears out of nowhere. A fear erupts without warning. A memory twists itself into something you don't even recognize. And for a split second, you feel like you're observing yourself from the outside, detached, yet painfully aware. But here, as the part no one ever tells you, your mind has been negotiating against you long before you ever noticed. You weren't born as one single self, you were born as a battlefield. And today, we're going to walk onto that battlefield together. But be careful. The moment you step inside, okay, nothing you believe about yourself will stay the same, okay? You've been taught that your mind is you, your thoughts, your beliefs, your reactions all combined to form a single, stable identity. But the philosopher Montaigne was one of the first to say something radically different. We are all patchworks of different selves. Imagine 100 masks stitched together, 100 different selves, all struggling for dominance. 100 internal voices arguing about who you should be. And the strangest part, most of those voices were not created by you. Some were shaped by your parents, some by fear, some by insecurity, some by the scars you don't ever speak about. You call this collection me. You think it's stable, continuous, and logical. But the truth is much more unsettling. You are a moving target, a shifting consciousness, a river pretending to be a rock. In the moment you believe you finally understood yourself, you change. But the next part is even more disturbing. Most of your thoughts are not yours, not even close. They're reflections of what you fear other people might think. They're echoes of unresolved emotions. They're shadows of cultural conditioning you absorbed without even realizing it. You have never lived alone inside your mind. There has always been a crowd in there. Think about the last time your mood changed suddenly. The last time you felt jealous, insecure, angry, or anxious without a clear reason. You didn't choose that emotion. It chose you. Emotions are not gentle visitors. They are hijackers. They storm the brain, pull the levers, and take control of the entire narrative. Scientists now claim that emotions come first and our thoughts come second. This means that by the time you think, the decision has already been made. You simply build a story around it, afterward a story that makes you feel like you're in control. This is the greatest illusion of being human. You are not a rational creature. You are a master storyteller, constantly protecting your emotional impulses, okay? And your brain rewards you for believing the lie every single time. Because if emotions control your mind, then who controls your emotions? This is where things get even darker. Inside you, there is an invisible war between yourselves. It's a self that wants comfort, and another that seeks discipline. It's a self that wants pleasure, and another that craves meaning. A self that wants to escape, and another that demands the truth. And each day, these selves fight for control. You think you have one identity, but neuroscience says otherwise. The brain is modular. Different parts are responsible for conflicting desires, and your consciousness is just the narrator, following behind, trying to make sense of all the chaos. This is why you say things like, I don't know why I did that, or I wasn't myself, or I felt like a different version of me just took over, because that is precisely what happened. One of your other selves grabbed the steering wheel, okay? And what fuels these different selves? Emotional echoes you mistake for truth. Every unresolved trauma, every old wound remains alive inside you. Not as a memory, but as a filter. It's a filter that colors how you see the world. This is why two people can experience the exact same moment, but walk away with entirely different truths. You're not seeing reality as it is. You're seeing your wounds, your expectations, your fears, your past. The world isn't what it is. The world is what your mind allows you to see. Most people never question the filter. They just assume the filter is the truth. But real insight begins the moment you ask, what part of this perception truly belongs to me, and what part belongs to the old ghosts living inside me? Because here comes the twist. Your mind lies to you even when it's trying to protect you, especially then. The brain will distort memories to reduce pain. It will invent explanations to avoid discomfort. It will project your fears onto other people to keep you from facing them. It will simplify a complex reality into black and white just so you don't feel overwhelmed. Your mind's primary job is to ensure your survival, not to find the truth. This is why Montaigne said, "A man who fears suffering is already suffering from what he fears." You don't fear the event itself, you fear the interpretation. You fear the story your mind might create about it. Your suffering is rarely caused by life itself. It's caused by the mind's reaction to life. Yet, here is the part most people never reach. You can rewrite the story. You can edit the narrative. You can dissolve the illusions. You can step outside the battlefield and become the one who observes instead of the one who reacts. This is where real transformation begins. It's the art of becoming the observer. When you observe your thoughts without attaching to them, you create distance, and that distance gives you power. Suddenly, the mind becomes something sabotage tool, not your master. Thoughts just float by. Emotions rise and fall. Your inner selves fight, argue, and shift. But you, the one who observes, remains still. This is the secret Montaigne hinted at. Freedom begins the moment you stop believing every thought you think. You don't need to suppress the mind. You only need to stop worshiping it. But the next level is even more profound. When you observe the mind long enough, a new self begins to appear. Not the reactive self, not the emotional self, not the fearful self, a deeper self, calm, clear, steady, the true you. The you that has been buried under all the noise. This is the quiet strength of the inner witness. This deeper self does not shout. It doesn't panic. It doesn't cling to things. Simply what sand knows. It knows when fear is lying. It knows when desire is pretending to be meaning. It knows when the ego is masquerading as wisdom. This deeper self doesn't seek validation from others. It doesn't fear uncertainty. It doesn't need to be in control, because it understands a fundamental truth. Life is not something to be controlled. It is something to be experienced. As this inner witness grows stronger, the battlefield inside you becomes quieter. You stop overreacting. You stop overthinking. You stop creating problems that never even existed. Conflicts dissolve before they can even begin. Pain becomes information. Fear becomes a teacher. Life becomes lighter. Because now you see the mind for what it is, a storyteller trying its best to protect a creature that is terrified of the unknown.